I told you there was a lot of things happening in the Gacha community. I told you there was a lot of things happening in the Gacha community. We have some other news today, dude. I saw Braxophone uploaded a video yesterday, 15 hours ago, called That's All, Folks. And I gave it a little bit of a watch. I watched about 2-3 minutes of it to see what it was about. But yeah, Brax is... It seems like the Fate collab really did its fucking damage on Brax, bro. Let's just take a quick watch of this video and I'll give you my thoughts as we go, because I actually like Brax.
Video like this in a row, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are about to hear something from me that I think many of you are not going to like. And I want to preface the video with this because to me, this is one of those like, oh, brace for impact moments. Like, I know that there's going to be some pretty crazy response to this.
Yeah,
but
it's always awkward when you make a video that you know is just going to get like insane responses, whether negative or positive, because you just sat there like, oh God, like I just have to mentally prepare myself for the flood of either really annoying people or really emotional shit, dude.
I think this is pretty big news because in today's video, I'm going to be addressing quite a few things, including how I feel about the games that I've been playing, where we are.
So Brax has covered a lot of games at his time, bro. He currently mainly covers HSR, I think, but I'm pretty certain he also covers WoW and used to cover Genshin.
Where we're going and contracts and more. So let's talk about it. You know, a lot of really great games have released over the past year.
And they have, bro. We just finished Expedition 33 the other day. Well, we finished the main story. I've still got a ton of side stuff to do. And my God, dude, playing other games outside of Gacha is always so nice. I still love Gacha games, but these amazing games that keep coming out, it's such a good feeling to be able to go through a sick, like, single-player story experience and just finish it. You know? A game that actually has an ending. It's just so refreshing sometimes.
Beyond that, we've had so many great games released over the past few years. Things like Clair Obscur, the Oblivion remaster, Metaphor Refantasio.
I only got like, I think 30 minutes into the... No, that's a lie. Not 30 minutes. I'm crazy. Maybe like 8 hours. It's a big difference. Into the Oblivion remaster. I barely made any progress. I really need to finish it.
Monster Hunter Wilds, Dune Awakening. There's so many other games that have come out in that time too, and so many like fun group games, party games with friends, other single player games, and there's even more like amazing indie titles out there that are getting way less coverage. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I haven't played any of them. Well, except for Monster Hunter Wilds, I did play that quite a bit. I enjoyed it, but I haven't played...
Probably been too focused up and locked in with work, dude.
Any of the new content on that. I got 1 hour into Oblivion, the remaster. I got like 45 minutes into Dune.
Isn't he on contract with WoW? I mean, he said he's going to talk about contracts in this section. I don't know.
Awakening. I haven't even opened Clair Obscur. And there's so many more games than
bro,
that. And
I can't wait. I can't wait until he plays Clair Obscur, dude.
Over the past little bit.
Game of the year.
I just really miss playing real games. And so I begin to ask myself, why?
Get the pitchforks, bro. Brax said gacha games are not real games. Hey, guys, we storm at noon.
Why am I in this position where I'm not playing these games? Why am I in this position where I feel like I can't spend the time to sit down and enjoy these games? And the answer that I came to and the conclusion that I came to is because right now I'm constantly chasing the schedule of whatever gacha game I am covering. The gacha games I'm playing, Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail, and many other gacha games will release patches every 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the game. And with those patches come new characters, and my content's all centered around helping you guys understand those characters.
True, bro. I guess as a guide maker, it's kind of tough, right? Because you really got to lock in and learn characters, so it's going to take a lot longer than just like doing the story and stuff. And if you cover 2 gacha games, you got to do that basically once a week, once every 2 weeks, because you got the first half and second half, typically with new characters, sometimes on both. Actually, no, it's mainly just new characters on the first half, right? But you make updated guides all the time when a new character comes out, so goddamn.
And build them to be very strong, so that way you guys don't get completely taken advantage of and wiped off the face of the planet whenever you try to complete something like Memory of Chaos. And I really enjoy educating. I don't know how many of you guys know this about me, but I'm actually a music educator, or I was a music educator. YouTube kind of took off for me when I was in my student teaching. So I got my degree in music education, and I used to teach kids during a student teaching section of...
Nice. I didn't realize you used to teach kids. That's actually pretty cool.
My college career. But then after that, I was like, oh, I really like YouTube, and I really like teaching people through YouTube. And so I've continued to make like guide videos for you guys for a really long time.
And then he saw Gacha Girl anime titties and thought, I'd rather teach about this than music.
And with HSR, it's been just over 2 years, but I started in Genshin. And Genshin, you guys probably noticed, but I don't cover Genshin anymore. The reason that I don't cover Genshin
bro hasn't covered Genshin for like 3 years now. Maybe 2 years now.
Anymore
maybe
is
3.
because the game doesn't have anything new to offer me that makes me want to keep playing. They have...
I stopped watching at about this point, maybe a little bit before this, actually. I don't remember him saying that. But based on the title of this video, I'm going to assume HSR has basically reached that point for him now after the fake collab. I think I remember him saying a while ago he was quitting HSR after the fake collab.
A story that I think a lot of people are interested in, but for me, I can't really get behind gacha stories that are about selling the newest character.
That's going to be, that's going to be most gacha stories, to be fair. The good thing is, I can see deeper than that. I can see deeper than just trying to sell the characters, because I do really get immersed in a lot of the stories that gacha games come out with. It's all about the pacing for me, and the expression and animation and everything else as well, and the effort that you can tell has been put into it, on how much you enjoy it. But all gacha games are there to sell the characters. That is the whole purpose of these games, right?
And it really feels like so many of these characters are introduced in gacha games just to be thrown away up until like a random event 3 years in the future where they come back with a couple dialogue lines. But it feels like most of these characters aren't even really a part of the world.
ZCC still brings up all the characters, yeah, and they'll get reruns, bro.
That much outside of serving the purpose of getting sales by being in the story and by fleshing out the characters. So, like, I understand they build the world, but it also kind of plays into this whole idea that every single main character in a gacha game is just a self-insert. And when I think about games that I really loved...
I actually don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think...
Main character in a gacha world, but it also kind of plays into this whole idea that every single main character in a gacha game is just a self-insert.
Main character, so playable character. So like Rover, a Traveler, a self-insert? Yeah, actually, I do. Sorry, I thought it was talking about like the latest character, for sure. ZZZMC, I'm not sure because I don't play the game. I don't know. But I will say I can definitely understand the point of view. A lot of people do like the main characters of these games because they can put themselves into the Traveler's shoes, for example. And when they're flirting with all the girls, you know, then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm doing that. So I know you're not.
And when I think about games that I really loved, like The Witcher 3, for example, that's about a guy who has a ton of development throughout the entire series that makes him who he is, and it makes him such an interesting character. So much more interesting than a self-insert could ever be. So honestly,
that is definitely a personal preference, but I will say I actually spoke to Viv about this earlier on, dude, and that's so fucking weird how I spoke about this exact situation with Viv. I was saying, what game were we actually talking about? It was Expedition 33 versus Baldur's Gate. It was yesterday when she finished Act 2, by the way. Oh my goodness, the confusion on that poor woman's face. Jesus goddamn Christ, dude. I had to sit there like a fucking teacher explaining shit, and I don't blame her. It's very confusing. I was basically saying how I actually can't decide at the minute whether Expedition 33 or Baldur's Gate is my favorite game of the past decade. And the reason is, I absolutely adored the story of Expedition 33. And it's because there isn't a self-insert there. It is a fully fleshed out story from start to finish with multiple main characters that aren't randomly inserted into the world. They already have predefined stories, and I get hooked on that. Right? Baldur's Gate 3, the gameplay elements really hooked me, and the consequences of choices really hooked me. And the thing that I didn't like as much is I kind of got attached to my main character, my self-insert, the character that you create. But it kind of stops me from getting too involved with the rest of the cast at that point, which is very strange, and I don't think everybody goes through that. But I generally prefer having a non-self-insert main character. I really, really do. If we got a Baldur's Gate-esque game with a non-self-insert, that'd probably be my game of the year, bro.
Honestly, I don't really like self-inserts, and I don't really like stories that focus on side characters more than the main character. And that's not a Genshin-specific problem. That's just kind of why I'm not really interested in the Genshin story.
I've never really seen that as a Genshin thing, because I don't treat the Traveler as a self-insert, right? They're not a character that you create yourself. They're a character that's in the game. Like, I just class them as Ether, the Traveler, that I selected in the beginning of the game as the main character. Like, they are the main character. It's not me. I don't put myself in their shoes.
Story that much, and that's kind of all that's left of that game, because I've already beaten Abyss. I have all the characters that I
maybe that's why I enjoy the story so much.
Exploration out. I'm not really super interested in chasing exploration in that game, so like I'm kind of just done with it. And I fear that in Honkai Star Rail, I've kind of reached a similar point
Thought
where
so.
off stream, I don't play that much outside of the CE server. Now, when the CE server comes, it takes up all of my free time and I spend all of my time on
the what?
side of the CE server. Now, when the CE server comes,
CE, oh, creator
it takes up
experience
all
server.
of my free time and I spend all of my time on the CE server testing out characters to get to bring you guys guide videos that I believe in and that hopefully help you guys a lot. But nowadays, it is very difficult for me to even write these guides. Like, I'm really struggling to sit down, test a character.
Bro's getting old, man. He's getting too old for this guide making shit. I'm telling you, bro's like knocking what? Maybe 38?
Bunch, and then like just write up the video script and edit the video. And what I've kind of realized is that this isn't burnout. I mean, I've been burnt out before.
Yeah.
I burn out over and over and over. When
I love how somebody in chat just said burnout, maybe. Nah, it's not.
Push content too hard, but this is just how it is. This is just gacha games. And unfortunately for me, what I fear has happened is the creator experience server coming out weeks ahead of a character's release not only takes away the hype of getting to do everything with the community.
Exactly. That is so true, dude. It's like, for me, why I don't look at leaks of like story and characters and stuff like that. Creator experience server stuff, I've dabbled in a couple of times, and I do enjoy doing that because it gives a nice perspective to the players who do want to see characters early without looking at unofficial leaks, right? However, it is one of those things where it definitely reduces the amount of hype at the time for the character. For me personally, it's like right now, I just don't get hyped myself that much for characters' combat. So for me, the creator experience like stuff is like, okay, I just get to show it off to other people. Like, the combat in the game is null to me at this point. It's all about the story now for me.
When the character comes out, but it also means that I have to spend weeks ahead of the character's release prepping content, and it makes it so when the character comes...
Skirk was a little bit different because we've been waiting for her for a very long time, so I was just excited to be able to see her kit and stuff. Absolutely.
Comes out, I don't actually want to play the character. But not only that, making the guides themselves takes me like a week. And because there's multiple characters that release some patches, and because I'm also doing Wuthering Waves, I've realized that like, I don't think I can do it anymore. I have one of the greatest jobs in the world, and I'll never take that for granted. I appreciate the hell out of you guys, and I'm so glad that I can make YouTube
he appreciates me.
videos for my living. It's amazing. But I also come to realize that like any job that you really just don't like doing probably isn't worth doing unless you absolutely have to. And
100%.
I know that if I put my time and efforts into either a game I'm enjoying more at a time or content that I know I'm enjoying more at the time, I'm going to make better content. And I think as long as there are people like you guys who are interested in my content, I can really find a way to make YouTube a super enjoyable and fulfilling job.
At the end of the day, dude, if he's not enjoying making HSR guides at this point, then just stop doing it. And that's not me just being like, if you don't like the game, then just don't do it. But like he said, bro, he wants to be happy doing his job. Content creation is a dream job, dude. It's literally a dream job for most of the people that are doing it. When you start to not enjoy it, there are definitely other things that you can be doing to fill out your time with stuff that you do enjoy. But if the content creation is what Brax is doing, where it's taking up so much of his life that he doesn't have time to do the other things that he enjoys at the same time, then it might be time for a bit of change, man.
Basically any niche. So with that said, going forward, you guys, I'm going to be taking a temporary hiatus from Honkai Star Rail guides. And the reason is because I want to fall in love with gaming.
Temporary hiatus, at least.
Again, find my passion for gaming again and get to play some of these amazing things that I feel like I've missed out on trying to keep up with the gacha patch cycle. I want to make better content for you guys, but I don't think I can do that anymore on Honkai Star Rail guides, at least not right now. It's possible that maybe in the future, I will enjoy Honkai Star Rail guide making again to the extent that I did when the game first released, and I'll be able to put out those guides, but right now I'm just not feeling it. The videos that I enjoyed making the most over these past few months have been the game reviews. I really enjoyed making that Duet Night Abyss video. I scripted, voiced, recorded, and played.
And it did really good, dude. 100k views is nothing to scoff at. Obviously, it's not as good as some of the guides and stuff, but it's a very, very respectable view number.
All of that Duet Night Abyss footage that you see and that entire video, it was all done by me. The Warframe video as well. I did that one entirely by myself. The Etheria Restart video, I did.
Was that freaking Firefly
as well?
Wait, is it? Am I high? I'm pretty sure that's Firefly, right? on the right?
I did that one entirely by myself. The Etheria Restart video, I did pass off
Sam, to
an editor, and they did a great job, but I think that if I edited that one, I also would have enjoyed it a little bit better as well. What I really like doing is talking about games, and a lot of the time, that means I have to play the game, or I get to play the game, is an even better way to look at it. For me,
I have been wanting to do this myself, but honestly, bro, with the amount that I've been uploading recently, it's very hard to. I really want to start making MMO content, bro, and different game content with the green screen and stuff in a creative way. The reason the second channel has been dead for the past month, by the way, guys, is because Ken's in freaking Japan. I don't want to give her extra work to do while she's in Japan on holiday. She's been there for like 3.5 weeks. Yeah, I like MMOs, bro. I'm a big ESO fan personally, but yeah, she's currently enjoying the time. I don't want to give her extra work to do. Bob's got less work to do while over in Japan as well. We got Rashad on the team doing a lot of edits. The majority of the videos you'll have seen in the past like week and a half, have all been Rashad or myself, with the couple dotted in there from Bob while she's away.
I'm looking forward to so many games on the horizon. There's so many games I haven't played, and I really just want to reclaim gaming for myself because I haven't been able to do that since I've been kind of following this patch schedule. It has been quite exhausting for me. If you guys want the quality and the funny jokes and everything that are in my guide videos, I just can't do that stuff live. I can't make it easier for me to make that.
It's hard to hey, if you would, I feel like there is a big difference between being a creatively thinking person and being a like naturally funny person, right? I think Brett's a funny dude, bro, but the jokes that he makes in the videos, if you can't think of those on the spot, yeah, you can't do that shit live. Most people can't. Stand-up comedians like the only people that could do it, right? Because they have to practice, they have to crowd, what do you call it? I was gonna say crowd control, fucking ventiel into the crowd, bro. Not what I meant, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like they got the crowd work, yeah, back and forth between the crowd.
Content I've already optimized.
It's like those memes. Imagine a ventiel here. Oh Jesus.
All that I can, and it's just not what I want to do anymore. At least not right now. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is I'm going to be making some videos about new games that are upcoming. And then once I find a game that I really enjoy, that I really want to latch onto, that I have a super big interest in, I'll probably cover that game as well. Perfect. When I was streaming talking about this yesterday at twitch.tv/Brax, I did get a question in chat. And
I love that. I love that sort of plug, bro. I love it all the time. Yeah, when I was talking about this yesterday, https://www.twitch.tv/Brax /subscribe. I love it.
We're asking, well, won't Hoyoverse like be upset about this? Isn't this like big for Hoyoverse? So let's talk about Hoyoverse contracts and how working with these companies has been. The first thing I need to say is that
a little deep dive into the history of Brax.
The idea that I'm on some kind of contract with Hoyoverse is a huge misconception. I've never been on a long-term contract with Honkai Star Rail once, not a single time. What I do get sometimes is commission from them to make a video. And that commission, you can think of it like a sponsorship where they're like, hey, we'll pay you to make this video. But the difference with the commission is that they're not actually over my shoulder telling me what I can and can't say outside of things that are like...
I don't think I've ever heard the term commission for this type of work. This is interesting.
Beta NDA, right? So like if there's a character that's not out yet, but I have access to them, I can't talk about them, right? Until the embargo's up. But in the case of where I say my opinion on a character, as long as it's not blatantly wrong, they don't care. Like if I came out and I said Acheron is actually a terrible unit when she released, they'd probably be like, you should reevaluate that. I think they would have even still let me release the video, to be honest.
I think that's at least in my experience, that's the case with most sponsorships though. Most. Pretty much all the sponsorships that I've taken in the past is like, you can say what you like, just please don't be like disrespectful, don't say any like racist stuff, don't say any heinous stuff, and don't make things like, if you don't like something, say it like in a nice way, basically, not a disrespectful way, because then they're just not going to want to work with you, right? But you can say like, this needs work or this needs improving and stuff like that, of course, like 100%.
Be honest, but I think they would probably give me some feedback there, right?
Yeah,
but there seems to be this huge misconception where everyone thinks I'm on some kind of HSR contract. I am not. All of my opinions on HSR have always been my own. I've always really loved HSR. I thought it was a super fun game, but times have changed, my feelings have changed, and that's all. And if you're dumb enough to think that I'm lying about that, if you want to keep putting on your tinfoil hat and keep shit talking me and adding me and try to rage bait me or whatever, like, I don't care. I just assume everyone who's dumb is rage bait.
He's just a chill guy, you know? Just a chill guy.
Anyways, because then it makes it easier to cope with the fact that people are that stupid. Fact is, for Honkai Star Rail characters, they never paid me to say that every new character was broken or anything. It's just that they did have a blatant power creep issue with the newer units coming out.
Now, guys, for all of you in chat, he's not saying there is no contract. He's just saying he was an odd one.
And that they all were just better than the old characters. There have been a lot of changes and lack of changes to Honkai Star Rail that I don't like. I think
people still think I'm on like specifically like a Hoyoverse contract. I have an agency that sorts out like all of my sponsorships for me. For one-off things, I do ads. You'll have seen the fucking numerous ads that I've been in for Hoyo stuff and other companies. I do like Girls Frontline 2 ads as well, and multiple other games. God, I've done so much in the past. It's very fun. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. And then there's also other like contracts. I've gone through this before, but there's other contracts that you can be on that are not like long-term contracts with the company, where you still have to do things for the company and with the company, right? Like it's just a very normal thing in the industry, just in general. Where can we learn about contracts and structure in general? I don't know, bro. Law school? I don't know. As a content creator, I kind of had to learn myself. But for the most part, like I say, for the contracts that get signed, it's not me that does it. It's my talent agency. That's why I have a talent agency. I don't know what I'm looking for in contracts, bro. But what, you want a Genshin contract until a few months ago? No! I have never been on a Genshin contract. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Tecton said your contract didn't get renewed. I have never been on a Genshin contract. Ever. I literally have never once been on a Genshin contract. Never. I don't get many Genshin sponsors unless it's like for ad work. And again, surprise, surprise, they all involve contracts because it's ad work. Skirk, I didn't get paid for the Skirk stuff. I just got early access to the what do you call it? That is part of a collaboration with another third party as well. It's literally like again, I have never been on a long-term contract with Hoyoverse.
Of changes and lack of changes to Honkai.
My mind's fucking going in 10 different directions now.
Star Rail that I don't like. I think it is ridiculous that it took them this long to make a skip button for the story, but I'm glad.
Okay, well, we're talking about skip buttons now. I can't even remember. I genuinely can't even remember. Charlotte Tilbury was the latest Genshin. Oh, true, because that was the Genshin collab. Yes, you were correct. Charlotte Tilbury live stream. True, exactly. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Even the short-term sponsorships involve contracts. I think what people mean when they say, oh my god, this guy's on a contract with Hoyoverse, is that they think that they're on like a 1-year contract where they forced to only say positive about the game and stuff. Bro, if I was ever offered a contract where I was only allowed to talk positive about the game, I wouldn't take it. I dead ass just would not. It's just not... Obviously, that's not a good thing to do ever, in my opinion.
I think that relic presets
it's crazy.
To be a thing.
It's literally controlling your freedom of speech around what you love the most. That's fucking crazy.
Absolutely no excuse for there not to be some. I'm pretty sure the business reason for there not being relic presets is because they want to keep up player retention, which happens when you change all of your relic sets to speed tune characters. We know what's...
It's not about talking positive, of course. It's about doing certain things every month or so, videos, live streams, etc. Of course, but that's a totally different thing, right? Nobody's going to have a problem with that, because again, that is literally just a normal sponsorship contract. Like if you want to argue, oh my god, this guy's bad because he took a contract that it makes him have to make like 2 videos a month on Genshin, and they make 1 video a month, like I don't know, on the story, and then another one shitting on Genshin. Like it's just contracts, right? It's just contracts. It's just how the industry works, bro. I'm sure that exists for multiple facets of this industry.
We should be able to quick swap relic sets, but they don't want us doing that, I'm pretty sure.
I thought you could quick swap relic sets in HSR.
Not to be some. I'm pretty sure the business reason for there not being relic presets is because they want to keep up player retention.
What, am I insane? I thought HSR had relic preset. No.
Which happens when you change all of your relic sets to speed tune characters. We know what speed tuning is now. We should be able to quick swap relic sets, but they don't want us doing that, I'm pretty sure. I would love to be proven wrong, though, if they want to introduce them. The endgame content is quite stale. There's a lack of events. I mean, there are events, but there's not as many of them as there used to be. And of course, there's the power creep problem. Like, there's a lot of...
Yeah, isn't there like 0 events in HSR right now?
Issues with Honkai Star Rail. I think it's still quite an enjoyable game for like a couple 100 hours, though. And that's why I've been covering it, because I really genuinely enjoyed the game. I just got tired of making guide videos. There was never really a monetary incentive from the company for me to play Honkai Star Rail. I get paid like actual pennies from them by comparison to what other brands are paying me. Yep. They pay me like not even minimum wage. I think they pay me like a 15th of my rate that I get from other companies when I take sponsorships from them. And if I was just doing videos for Honkai Star Rail and I wasn't taking any sponsors at all, I wouldn't be able to afford the mortgage that I have or the rent that I had before. So
crazy,
I don't know.
Dude.
I wanted to clear that up. I don't think people are going to believe me anyways, though. So I guess it is what it is, right? The amount of money.
At the end of the day, it's up to you what rates you accept from a company, right? And if you think the rates are too low, then you just decline. But if the thing is, it's like, and this is kind of why this kind of thing exists. It's like, if you're going to make that content anyway, why not get paid a little bit extra for it, right? And that's how certain companies will try to, not necessarily, well, I don't know if you'd use the word take advantage, but take advantage of the fact that you probably will just accept a much lower rate because it's just free money. You're going to be making that guide anyway, so why not just get it sponsored, you know?
That Hoyoverse is paying me is not enough to keep me making videos. The reason I made videos is because I was going to make them anyways, and the fact they were paying me was a nice little bonus.
Okay, he went over that. Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I think people need to, go interact with a real human being every once in a while. Some of the stuff you see online is just insane, man. But I'll tell you who I do have a contract with. It's Kuro Games. Right now, I'm working with them to make some character guides. It's actually been a thing for a while.
Oh, wait, he's on a contract with Kuro?
Some of the stuff you see online is just insane, man. But I'll tell you who I do have a contract with. It's Kuro Games. Right now, I'm working with them to make some character guides. It's actually been a thing for a while. And you know what? I actually really do like working with Kuro.
Oh my god, he's a Kuro bot, bro. I can't believe it. The pipeline is crazy.
I think they've given me a lot of great opportunities. This whole thing about like contracts and being evil and lying to people, I don't know where it came from. I've never had a single person complain about me being on a Kuro contract, and I've talked about being on a Kuro contract, but I keep getting people complaining that I'm on the Hoyoverse contract when I'm not on a Hoyoverse contract. So I don't really know what's up with that. But anyways,
people will complain no matter what, bro. Oh no, you do stuff for money? No way. Yeah, of course. It's a job at the end of the day, right? And people want to secure their future by doing this as a job. It's a dream job. It's a great job, but of course people want to get paid for it too.
I am going to continue to make Wuthering Waves guides basically until that contract's up, and then I'll decide what I want to do from there. It's not just a Honkai Star Rail issue. I actually just think I've gotten bored of making guides in general, and I would like to make some other content. I would like to talk about some other games as well. But with that said, we'll see what happens, because I have been enjoying playing Wuthering Waves quite a bit more recently. Actually, basically just since 2.0, I've been enjoying Wuthering Waves like a heck of a lot more than I enjoyed at launch. But either way,
I mean, me too, 100%.
Don't really want that to be all of my content. I really had such an awakening with the Duet Night Abyss video, the Warframe video, the Ethereal Restart video, where I'm like, I just like talking about games. I just really want to talk about them. I want to play them, and I want to bring you guys like game news and stuff too. So that's the direction we're going. And honestly, I'm a little bummed I couldn't make this video more entertaining. I've thought about like a bunch of ways, like how do I break the news to them and make it more interesting so that way it ends on a happy note. But realistically, guys, I think it is only a happy note if you guys are here for me and not just for my HSR guide videos. So for some of us, this is going to be goodbye, and I acknowledge that, and I recognize that, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who stuck with me through all of my guide videos, whether it was Genshin, whether it was HSR, whether it was Wuthering Waves. But going forward, I just really need to reclaim this for myself so that way I can be happier and make even better videos, because at the end of the day, I want to talk about what I want to talk about, but it makes me the most happy to be able to make a really good video on it. Does that mean I'm quitting Gacha?
Yeah, that's where I kind of am at the minute, bro. I really like talking about multiple things. I think that's where I get kind of fucked up, because at the minute, I'm definitely heading more in the direction of a mixture of quality and quantity, right? There's a couple of edits here and there, but it's mainly reaction stuff at the minute, which I really enjoy doing. I love reactions. But I also want to start making like heavily edited content, like on the second channel, because that also makes me feel good when a video is very well done. But a lot of people on the main channel love my reactions because that's how this channel started, right? This whole YouTube channel started based off of reactions. It always has. And obviously we have other stuff in there as well. No, not like a Maxor type of video, bro. I don't have 70 years to learn the fucking editing skills of that crazy maniacal man. Absolutely not. But videos just edited in a decent way, kind of like Atman or something, right? Like, I don't know. I just want to make better stuff as well, but that requires time and money. You guessed it. Obviously, if you don't have the time to edit that shit yourself and learn the editing skills yourself because you've got your time filled up with other stuff, then you obviously then need to pay somebody else to do it for you. And good editors are not cheap, bro. It is not cheap.
Forever, no. I mean, the thing is, even though gacha games can get stale after a while, I really am looking forward to Arknight's Enfield. That game plays differently from any of the other gachas we have right now. And what you guys need to understand is at the end of the day, gacha is a monetization method that affects gameplay. But if a game is just good and interesting and worth putting a couple 100 hours into, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna enjoy every second that I can get out of those games, and when I stop enjoying them, maybe it's time to play something else, you know? But I'll be covering Arknight's Enfield most likely, assuming that that game didn't change drastically from the last last beta. And I'm also looking forward to Blue Protocol Star Resonance, despite all of the issues
I haven't really seen anything about Blue Protocol
that it looks like that game is going to have. Either way, if you guys are here just for HSR guides, and I'm not going to see you anymore until I come back to HSR and doing guides, then thank you so much for everything, and I will see
Brax, I will be here through thick and thin.
you guys later. But if you guys are here for this next chapter, where we switch up what we're doing a little bit, I look forward to seeing you all on the other side.
Hell yeah, man. I'm actually excited to see his other content about other games, dude. Y'all said let's check out the comments. Is there bad comments or something? Let me take a quick look, I guess. Oh yeah, I'm still playing the game Final Story tomorrow exclusively on kick.com/Brax. And other days like today, I'm on Twitch. Tralalero tralala, I don't know what that means. Wait, it was AI meme brain rot? Bro, the best brain rot instead of tralalero tralala is ooh ee ah ee ooh ee ah ee. It's the best one by far.